everyone, this is Melanie from Melanie B's Creative Studio, and today I have a kit that I purchased from HERRSCHNERS.com. I'm not sure where else this company sells, but it's from WIZARDI, and it is a paint by number in a box that is really, really beautiful just off the bat. So I chose this image, which you know will be fabulous if the paints are good, because this is a nightmare palette for paints that aren't good. But I feel like that'll give us a true test of what the paints do and how they cover. Now you'll see here it says difficulty 5-star, because that's how I roll. I always seem to get the ones that are like super difficult. I don't know why. I never have enough time to finish them because there's all these little blades of grass and leaves and stuff, but you know, it's okay. The name of this one's called Golden Autumn, and it is a 40 by 50 centimeter, which is almost, not quite, a 16 by 20 here in inches. So let's turn it over and see what we've got on the back. So it's just giving us a little intro. There's not a lot of information on here, which is totally fine, because I'm sure that in the box there's going to be more of that. It is shrink wrapped, and so let's open this up and take a look at the contents. First of all, let's take off this plastic too. We've got it protected. And it looks like all the contents are going to be in the back of the box. We have our paints, 3 paint brushes that look like the cheap paint brushes. We have a reference guide, so yay, yay, yay. And I'm probably gonna need my magnifying headlamp at least, or this little magnifying ruler from Ovalberry to see these tiny, tiny little openings. But thank God for the reference guide, you guys. Oh Lord. All right. Let's see if it's, okay, it's stretched pretty nicely. So it looks like light gray lines and numbers, maybe even black, but they're not a bold black, which is nice. There are tiny, tiny little openings in here. So I'm not scared. Listen, if I didn't have a million paintings to do, I probably would never mind all the detail. But since I have so many, I know this one would take me a hot minute to do. So, okay, what else did I get with this kit? I purchased the frame option. At HERRSCHNERS.com, if you purchase the frame when you purchase the painting, it's usually like an extra $15. You guys, as a framing manager and a frame shop for 2 years, there is no frame that you can buy that will fit this perfectly that is only $15. So the ones you get on sale at Michael's, once in a while you'll get one that's deep enough to be able to put your canvas in it and whatever, and they'll be on sale. But I went ahead and said, what a good deal. I'm gonna go ahead and get it. So I did buy the frame, and I will show you a picture with the frame on it of this design, and that way you can see how it will look once this is done. I will also demonstrate how to build this frame for those of you who've never done it. That will be a future video. So you know what I'm gonna do? Oh, first of all, let's talk about the canvas. The canvas has a neat texture to it. It's very thick. So it's very strong. Oh, it's backed with some mat board for stability. You guys, that's an awesome touch. They've actually placed mat board on it before they stretched it. Oh, that's beautiful. That's wonderful. And that gives me that solid surface, and I'm not gonna have as much problem pressing. It does give some movement, but it also is gonna give me a little bit more sturdiness and stability. So as far as gesso, I would clear gesso this piece just because I do every canvas. I do it with every canvas. Say it with me. Clear gesso every canvas. That's not every board painting. That's every canvas. The canvas is this, not the board. But I will clear gesso this because it is a texture that's smooth, and smooth textures are more difficult to me than bumpy texture sometimes. Bumpy texture we gesso to get rid of the bumps and the little divots. Smooth paintings we gesso because we need it to have tooth to hold the paint. So there's a reason that you clear gesso every canvas. Smooth, rough, whatever. Now the biggest thing is going to be swatching the paints, because this is such a tricky palette with yellows, greens, reds, and oranges. So I'm a little bit nervous because I'm afraid the paints are not going to be good and I'm going to be disappointed with this kit. But so far, this is a very quality kit. But the paints will be the final decision maker. All right, so let me swatch these paints. I'll be back and we will talk about how they did. All right, so I have swatched the paints for Golden Autumn from WIZARDI, and I was pretty impressed by the paints for the most part. They're not as good as Shipper, and the cost of these kits is very comparable to a Shipper. Shipper paint by number kit comes on a board. The canvas is actually attached to a board, and for this one, the canvas is framed on a stretcher bar. So, you know, that was a big difference between the two, but the price of this, to be as much as a Shipper, it wasn't as good of paints as I've seen with Shipper paintings. So, you know, that's something that I'm kind of on the fence about. But let's talk about, because this was a very tricky palette in regards to transparency usually. I wasn't sure how to, you know, what to expect. So I'm just going to point the ones that are semi-opaque. Really, the only transparent one is this number 8, which is the yellow, which we're not surprised to see that one being transparent. But there are some semi-opaque. So number 5, number 9, number 10, number 11, number 12, number 17. Those are all semi-opaque. They have pretty good coverage though. So I'm hoping once I have gessoed this painting and used these paints that I'm going to see a little bit better coverage. But for the most part, they were creamy. It was a good consistency. They, you know, went on smooth. They're just maybe a few of the colors that are a little less than opaque. Not horrible, thank God, but you know, not exactly perfect either. All right, so that is it for this particular video, and I hope you're happy to see how WIZARDI's turned out. These paintings are new to me. They might be new to you as well. Please make sure you give me a thumbs up for this video. Let me know if you've ever tried the WIZARDI paintings or not in the bottom in the comments. And be sure to join me on Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. And thank you, as always, for watching. I'll see you back soon.